been 3 weeks that I've been laid off, and honestly, I'm dealing with a lot. You see, I'm a husband and a father of 4 kids. I'm jobless because I was laid off. And 3 questions keep popping in my head more than anything in this time of being unemployed. Number 1 is, what do I want to do? 2, what is the right move to make? And 3, which I think is the most important question I need to ask, and many of us need to ask, is where can I best serve God? Those are the 3 questions I keep asking myself in the middle of the night. It's been 3 weeks and I still don't have clear answers for those 3 questions. But something actually happened this week that changed things right here, actually, in my own backyard. While working on a landscaping project, cleaning the yard, cleaning the brush out, getting it ready to till and plant some grass seed to make this yard beautiful. Something came to my mind that actually changes how I'm gonna start asking those questions. It's week 3 of being unemployed. Let's get into it. So if you happen to be new here, my name's Marco and I've been laid off for 3 weeks. I got laid off from my job of 2 years in customer support for Underdog Fantasy. It was honestly a really good job. I was able to work from home, be with my family, and it was a super chill job. I jumped at the opportunity to work remotely, work from home, just to be comfortable and be around my wife and kids. So that's kind of the part that makes being laid off from that company hard. And I've spent over 10 years working in customer support in different fields of employment. I started working for Church's Chicken. I went into working for my local grocery store, HEB. That went from working at hospital for registration, working in my tax office, working business to business customer support with a company called Unifirst. And then I found myself here with Underdog Fantasy, my first corporate job, but it's working from home. I thought it's a great deal. And when my job ended with my previous company, I had questions to ask myself. Do I just find the next customer support job like I've always done? Or do I stop, like really stop and figure out what I actually want? Because at every single job I've had, I've always wanted more than just that. At first, it just started off as an easy way to provide for my family. Customer support's always just an entry role. And I've always gotten paid more and more with the different jobs that I've had. It's always been me just settling for customer support, not really going after something that I really want, except for this instance where I wanted to work for Underdog Fantasy. I wanted to work from home. But it's not like I don't have a lot of stake at hand. The stakes aren't small. I have a wife and 4 kids that depend on me. But I didn't want to waste this time of being laid off. I made a decision right away the day after I was laid off. I'm going to use this time differently. So I started a 60-day challenge based off of the amount of time they're covering with the severance check. I at least got that and a laptop, so can't complain too much. The challenge includes me posting 5 short videos every single day across social media platforms, my TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. I have to go live every single day for at least 1 hour, which I've been doing on TikTok Live, but now switched over to doing it on Twitch, playing video games and just talking to people. Also part of the challenge is spending 1 hour every day learning something, either building upon my skills that I already have or learning something new. And I also have to make a YouTube video, a long form YouTube video once a week, at least once a week. I would like to do more, but at least once a week. It's already a ton of work, but it's fun, it's enjoyable. But the goal isn't just content. My goal is to actually find work that I'm passionate about or build my own stream of income. That way I don't have to depend on a corporate company or any other company and put all my trust in that. And this week, out of all places, my backyard, working hard and working on my yard, I had an idea. Something shifted and I'm honestly excited to talk about it. See, I wanna be honest about my feelings and what these last 3 weeks of being unemployed, being laid off actually feels like. Obviously, I did what most people do after being laid off. First thing that you do, update your information on LinkedIn, start tweaking your resume, and begin putting in as many applications as possible. I did that. And every time I put in applications, every time I went job searching, the same thing always happened. More customer support roles. Because that's my history, whether I like it or not. That's what the algorithm thinks I am. And every time I saw these listings, I felt something that I didn't expect I would feel. Not panic, not imposter syndrome, but just dread, straight dread. The thoughts of going back to the exact same thing, calling it a fresh start and spending the next year, 5 years, 10 years, just spending it the same way that I did before, that just didn't seem appealing to me. And I want to be careful with what I'm saying. I want to be careful here because I'm not saying the last 10 years of my work history were wasted. I learned how to be patient with difficult people in many different areas. I learned how to communicate under pressure, the stories I could tell. I learned how to serve the customer. Those are real things that God used at that time. But I also know that comfortable isn't the same thing as called. They are not equal. And that's really where those three questions started coming from. What do I want to do? I've spent over a decade being good at something that I fell into. I never really chose it. I needed income. I was good with people and it just stuck. And for a long time, that was enough. But I don't think it's enough to build on my next chapter of life. The other question is, what's the right move? There are a lot of reasonable moves. Go back into customer support, maybe try to get a leadership position in it, maybe freelance or maybe build something, a company of some sort of business. But reasonable and right aren't always the same thing. And I've honestly made enough reasonable choices, enough reasonable moves to know that they don't always lead somewhere meaningful. But the most important question that I have to ask myself in this situation, and what we should all ask ourselves, is where can I best serve God? This is the question I keep coming back to, because what I'm really choosing, more than a job title, more than a salary, is the freedom to be present with my wife and my kids. And that's just to be free with them and when they need me. The freedom to be able to attend my church service and to be able to serve in whatever capacity or need is wanted or needed. Whatever I'm called to there, not just when my PTO allows it. The freedom to choose when I work and when I can actually step away. That's the life that I'm after. And let's be honest, a customer support position is not offering that. And that's actually where the week cracked something open. I've been working on improving the outside of my house, clearing brush, raking leaves, pulling roots and cutting down saplings, getting our ground ready to be able to plant nice grass and make our yard look terrific. Finally, after 4 or 5 years of owning it. It's hard work, it's physical, and it's not pretty. And there's something about that kind of work that gets quiet inside. There's no tickets, there's no calls, there's no disruptions, no cues, no screen. It's just my thoughts. And honestly, quiet time and prayer time with God. Just you and the ground and whatever God puts in your head. And this week, out here in the middle of it all, God put an idea in my head. What if there was a tool that could help people figure out what work they were actually built for? Not based on their resume, not based on their work history, based on who they actually are, their passion, their interests, their purpose. That idea became TrueWork. All right, it's starting to get way too hot outside, so I came inside of my office. So what the heck is TrueWork? TrueWork is an AI-powered job finder, but it's not like anything that is already out there. See, the job boards look at where you've been. TrueWork asks, who are you trying to become? This really came out of my own frustration, out of working in that yard, just frustrated, asking God what to do. God, what's next? And really realizing that there's not a tool out there that asks the right questions. So I decided to build it. And I used Claude, an AI tool, to help me build it. I came up with the idea and Claude put it to work. Claude brought it to fruition. Now, it's still early in development, but this first week of coming up with the idea has made real progress. We got it live. People are actually using it. I've posted it on LinkedIn and on my social media platforms where people can actually go and try it and sign up using their email for any updates. Because eventually, hopefully within the next month, we can have actual jobs posted. Whatever job matched your answers to these questions, that real job is looking for you. And of course, there's a link in the description so you guys can go check that out. It is absolutely free, no payment necessary, nothing you need to sign up for, requires your credit card information, absolutely free. Go check it out, leave some feedback on the tool. And really, for the first time since being laid off, I sat back after this work session and I felt something different. I didn't feel relief and I didn't just feel productive. I felt proud. Very proud of something that I made. I also spent 3 days out of this week at my wife's aunt's place. It's really her grandma's place, but her aunt took over the house since she had passed away, and she offered us work there. I showed up and got it done. 3 days of hard physical labor. She said she needed that jungle cleared out, and I thought jungle was a metaphor, but it was seriously a jungle. A ton of bamboo just growing out there. And when it was finished, I stood back and looked at all that I had accomplished in those 3 days of just grueling physical work. And I felt something that I hadn't felt in a while. Not just satisfaction, but actual accomplishment. We set out to do something. We worked hard and we finished it. There was a beginning and an end, a before and after. That feeling is something I want more of. And I think God was showing me something in this hard work, in the dirt, showing me something about the kind of work that I'm really meant to do. So where does that leave me at the end of week 3? I'm gonna tell you something that's hard to say aloud. Right now, I have no real income. I have nothing stable. I have no guarantees. I've got a family, a wife, 4 kids, and I've got plenty of bills to pay. Time's running out. My severance is only covering up to 2 months, and the first month is almost done. I have no signed offers sitting in my email inbox. And really, for the first time in my adult life, I am totally, unavoidably dependent on God. Not in the way that we say on Sunday morning, in the way where I have no other option, where you wake up in the morning and the only thing under your feet is absolute and complete faith in Him. And I won't for a second lie to you and say that this is easy. I am uncomfortable. This is a very different moment, and it can be scary sometimes, either in the morning or when I'm alone and thinking about what to do. But there's also something happening in that place. There's a sense of peace in what's happening that makes zero sense given the circumstances. There's a stillness that I didn't have when I had a paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. I think that sometimes God has to take away that stability so that we can find comfort in Him and stability in Him, because we have so many distractions nowadays. We have so many things that we put our faith in before God. And I think He's using these opportunities to really build something here as well. And really, that's where I am, stripped down, hands open, and just waiting on Him. I am still not sure what He has planned for me, for my wife, for my kids, what He has planned for this next chapter in my life. He's still writing it. But I do know this, Romans 8:28, He works all things for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. And I believe that. It's not just a bumper sticker. I believe in it in a way that it's something that I'm standing on right now, with 4 kids, a wife, and real bills and no guaranteed income. I don't know if TrueWork becomes a business. I don't know if this channel and my other social media platforms become a source of income. I don't know what the right move is yet. But I know that this season, this chapter of my life, is not an accident. I know that it's not something random happening. And I know whatever comes out of it, His name will be glorified. And if you're in a similar place as me, laid off, stuck, somewhere between what was and what's next, I want you to know this. The discomfort of not knowing is not the end of your story. Sometimes it's just the beginning of the right one. And if your faith is shaken, if you feel like you have no comfort or trust, lean on God. He is the ultimate source of comfort and rest and joy and happiness. That's why I can smile in times like this. That's why I can have this comfort and faith, because of Christ's sacrifice on the cross, His blood covering my sinfulness, Him giving me His righteousness. I have this faith that is given from God, and I can completely and wholeheartedly trust in Him, even when I can't see clearly what's happening. Guys, do me a favor. If you're not following, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, go check out TrueWork and give me your honest thoughts about it. Let me know in the comments if you tried it out. Week 4 starts Monday, so make sure to come back next Sunday when it's posted with an update. And the yard's not done yet, so come back for that too. Peace, grace, and many blessings to you and your family. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.